Going into an Amazon interview, chances are they will share some interview questions which will likely get asked during that interview, be it the screening round and also for the final interview rounds. Now, this might as well be a sign that they like you as a candidate for the role, or this could as well mean that Amazon is innovating and trying out new interviewing techniques. Like I've been saying in other videos, that knowing the behavioral interview questions in advance isn't making you significantly more likely you're going to pass the interview. But anyway, it's a new development, and in my opinion, if they will share these interview questions with you in advance, what you could do would be to also share your story bank with them in advance. Okay, why would this be a good idea? I have three reasons for which I think this will be beneficial for you as candidate. First reason is that not many people can pride themselves having a story bank that they can share with their interviewers. Right, so in my statistics, it's like 95% of people don't have a story bank to going into the job interview. At least don't have a story bank they're proud of. So if you do have one, then you could as well, share it with them prior to the interview, and you could also differentiate yourself from other candidates using this method, because differentiating yourself in a job interview is what you're after all, right? The second reason why I believe sharing this story bank is a good idea is that by providing them with this information in advance, in the same way that they provided you with the questions in advance, will result in a more educated conversation, in a higher quality interview. All right, so Amazon, you could argue that, hey, but they might share the questions in advance because they want to ensure that I prepare them. Yes, but even so, it would be a higher quality interview. So having a higher quality conversation during your job interview by having a starting point, hey, this is my story, this type of stories I have nothing to hide from you. So this you might as well benefit from this, especially if you're applying for a more important type of role where you really need to convince them that you do have what it takes to do well there. So the second reason would be a higher quality conversations during these job interviews, and oftentimes, to your advantage if they would start with some stories that you have in your story bank, right? And the third reason why I think it's a good idea is a rapport. So basically, when they share something with you, you could also share something with them. And, starting with presumably great stories, because otherwise you wouldn't share your story bank. So having those story banks, having those stories, your best stories, and having them to know you by your best stories from the start gives you an edge. Gives you an edge during the conversation itself. So oftentimes I hear with people, hey Dan, but I don't have 10 best stories, I only have 3 best stories, so yeah, I'm going to use them with the first 3 interviewers, but then with the rest I don't have really much else left. So if you share your best stories and you build rapport, you basically set yourself up to success if they will choose to read your story banks and your best stories, and you will bias them towards you. And a great start during a conversation might also result in a good connection with your interviewer. And if you have a great connection with them, you could also read a little bit better the room, and this could all be small steps, but really significant steps to your advantage to eventually bias them towards you, and hopefully having a successful outcome. So this was my idea. I hope you found this interesting, and thank you very much for watching.